Hello everybody, welcome to I Command, and this is the final match of the February 26th free tournament. This is after the errata of January 31st, and they had a top 4 for that tournament, 10 players. Unfortunately, I didn't get any top 4 game logs, or at least it doesn't look like I did. But I can tell you that Josh is playing against Jake, and I can tell you that in the top 4, Jake defeated Ziggy, who is playing the the rebel list that has I just had it up. Han Solo, Cassian, Kotun, Jinodon, Hera R2, or Rebel Care Package, 3PO Gideon. So that has been a very popular Rebel list. So Jake was able to take that down in the semifinals, and Josh was able to take down Tuka and his Rebel Force users list in the semifinals as well. And that actually makes a lot of sense because Josh is playing ISBs. And actually, I realize now I have the wrong list under Josh's window, so let me fix that. Oh, that's not right. So yeah, because the reason why I'm not surprised by that is ISBs, which were redesigned for season 4 of IACP. They were actually designed to be really good against Force users because Rebel Force users had gotten really strong in Season 2 and Season 3 of IACP. So when we were reworking the ISB Infiltrators, one of the things we designed them to be good against was a lot of the defensive technology that was being used by Rebel Force users to make them really tanky and make them very difficult to take down quickly. So let's take a look and see what they can do. So we'll look at Josh's list first here, and then we'll take a look at Jake's. So Josh, here we go. So Josh has Emperor Palpatine, Iden Versio, and then 2 of these ISB Infiltrators, which we can look at here on the map screen. I'll bring it down here. So they're always hidden within the shadows, or most of the time they get hidden at deployment at the end of their activation. They have comms jammers, so the opponent cannot play command guards during their activation, and then coordinated raid has been updated. So another friendly Imperial figure with figure cost 4 or less, and that's any friendly Imperial figure, not just the ISB Infiltrators, can interrupt perform an attack if they're within 4 spaces, and that's limit once per round. So that is... Oh, we're going to get rid of that. And then he has 2 of those. They each have... general's ranks, so whenever they perform an attack outside their activation, that does +1 damage. Whenever they get a move outside whenever they gain movement points outside their activation, they gain an additional 2 movement points. So very good with coordinated raid. He's got 2 Imperial officers, it looks like, and then he's got motivation on Palpatine, so that's the one where you can exhaust it to have a friendly figure that has line of sight to you with lower figure cost, gains 1 movement point. So this works very well with general's ranks. And then we have Zilla Technique, Rule by Fear, and then Advanced Comm System on the officer. All right, so let's take a look at Jake's list. So we can see a lot of synergy in Josh's list. Get rid of that. So Jake is running the assault tank. So he's got the tank, 2 sets of elite jet troopers, 2 Imperial officers, Iden Versio. The tank, I should mention, has targeting computer, so that gives it a reroll. And then he also has Imperial retrofitting, which is like Beast Tamer for Imperial vehicles, massive vehicles, not including the ATDP. He also has heavy fire, which is great with all his vehicles here, especially the jet troopers, for getting that extra bit of damage you need when you don't mind getting stunned. Zilla Technique, Rule by Fear. He also has extra armor hiding up here. And then Advanced Comm System on the officer as well. So a good old Imperial mirror match, but 2 very different lists, and very different lists than we usually see in like vanilla FFG Skirmish. So this is really cool. And we are playing on the new ownership mission on Jabba's Palace. So this map actually just officially rotated out of rotation for tournament play on March 21st, being replaced by Deveron Garrison. But it'll be cool to see this being played as the final mission for this tournament. Jabba's Palace, really fun map, very well beloved by many players. I've learned a lot more about this map playing it in IACP than I did when it was in rotation during FFG. It's a much different, more nuanced map than I first realized. So I still really like this, but it changed for me. Okay, so let's jump into the gameplay here. And by the way, this is being recorded on Wednesday, so just before the weekend of Adepticon. It'll be interesting to see if these lists get played at Adepticon as well, and if they do well, because they definitely did well in this tournament. Currently, both players would be, I believe, 4-0 in this. Let's see. So it looks like Josh was 3-1 and Jake was 4-0 going into this round. So very good. I might be wrong about that because I'm looking at the results after the finals is finished and subtracting, with the results. But anyway, let's just get into the game here. Let's see. It looks like Jake's got initiative on the right side in the red deployment zone. Red deployment zone, definitely the best deployment zone on Jabba's palace because of that extra little line of sight blocker from the Jabba statue, that golden Jabba statue you see there, and the wall that's behind it, in my opinion. Other things make it good as well, like the stash placements. I was gonna say I think they're missing a stash, but no, that's not correct. There is only the 3 stashes on this mission. All right, so it looks like both players have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 activations each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so no passing for Jake. Both players going to draw their command cards for the round. And both going to do rule by fear, so they're going to draw 2 extra cards and ditch 1. Looks like Jake, oh nice, ditching shared experience. So this is a card that you can redraw every time one of your droids or vehicles gets whenever a friendly droid or vehicle is defeated, you get to redraw this card, which makes it really good for a Zillow technique. And celebration, that makes sense, getting pitched by Josh. Only figure that he would be able to use that on is Iden, so makes sense to get rid of celebration. A card that I often find myself running less and less in lists if I don't have access to something like Zillow Technique or Bib Fortuna to be able to ditch dead cards. Because you're going to, I think in ICP you'll see a lot more of these swarmy lists with generics. You're still going to see a lot of hero lists, but I think it's more like a 50-50 or a 60-40 chance that you'll come up against a bunch of unique figures compared to the olden days where it was pretty much all unique figures and very few like all unique or all generic lists. Even heavy swarm lists in FFG usually had like a big unique figure to anchor it. Now you just see stuff like just maybe Iden or something like that. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing here? We are reordering things. Okay, not sure where that extra movement is coming from on Josh's side because it's definitely Jake's activation. So Jake can activate the officer, going to push or give movement to the tank, and that's going to let him push his figures, get some extra movement that way. Fun little trick you can do with the vehicle. I actually did a short on that, short video on that trick. You should check it out about using vehicles to give you extra movement, or using massive figures to give you extra movement, I should say. All right, Josh activating his officer. Again, I'm not sure how that officer and that ISB got so far outside the deployment zone before Josh was even able to activate. Somebody let me know in the comments. What's going on? How'd those guys get there? All right, so officer activated for Josh opens the door. I think this makes sense. I would say Josh's list has the advantage in a shootout over Jake, whose list is a lot more close range. His jets need to get in really close to do more damage, whereas Josh's ISBs are set on, they already have their hidden, they have extra accuracy on their surge abilities. So I think he's definitely benefited by a shootout. But Jake's going to go ahead and open his door here with his jets. I should mention Jake's jets are named, he's got 4 jet troopers. One's Augustus, one is named Abernathy, and then the other group is Beauregard and Baxter. So clever naming scheme there. He's got his A's and his B's linked together. All right, second jet trooper, and it looks like he's got two. The block. We were curious about the block tokens. Looks like two of them went onto the A jet troopers, and then two went onto the tank, which is really effective. Okay, so this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 range 6 shot on this officer who does have a reroll from Cower. That is not going to be doing any damage, it looks like. So, going to spend his remaining 2 movement points to get onto the stash. Nice place, nice positioning there. Thanks to being mobile, the jet trooper was able to move onto that stash and still get to shoot. Jake's doing some donuts with his assault tank there. Not sure what he's doing. All right, Iden Versio going to activate. And we see Iden in both of these players' lists. Aside from the officers, really the only overlap. So that tells you how people feel about Iden as far as her efficiency in Imperial lists, which is to say she's quite good. I wouldn't say she's overpowered, but she's definitely become like a standout and something that a lot of Empire lists lack, which is a figure that has a lot of damage dealing ability in one attack to get through high defenses. All right, so we're gonna spend her power token from Droid Kit, which is what she gets from Dio, and then Pulse Cannon is gonna double that power token ability. So this is attacking the tank. So it looks like we've got 6 Surge for +1, Surge for Pierce 1. Tank spends the block token, and the tank does have an ability called Defensible. Tough Luck being, discarded for Zillow Technique, and then Defensible is going to add another. So that's an impressive amount of blocks that you see the tank can bring out with Zillow Technique, extra armor, and its own ability. One of the reasons why we don't put innate defense bonuses on Imperial and Mercenary figures that are really cheap. It should be expensive figures like the tank that can do stuff like that. So 5 blocks against 6, 7 damage, Pierce 1. He's going to exhaust Zillow. He is going to exhaust Zillow, so that's going to stop the Pierce. So 1 damage to the tank. 2 damage. Excuse me. 7. Yeah, because 5. 7 minus 5. So that was a lot of blocks, but I didn't able to punch through and do at least some damage. I remember early in design, Iden had a surge for +2 damage, and we realized that was insane. So now she just has the surge for +1 damage and a surge for Pierce 1. Alright, so Josh activates the officer, allows the... Oh, nice. He puts that ISB Infiltrator up, has it move 4 thanks to General's ranks, and now has line of sight to Abernathy, which means he's going to get to double tap because he's going to get to attack, and then he'll probably get coordinated raided orders from another ISB to attack as well. He could actually attack 3 times because he could get raid from his buddy, and then he could get a raid order again from the other group of ISBs, and then his own attack. So quite powerful. All right, Iden coming out for Jake, gonna make his own attack. This time attacking an officer again. Gonna spend the power token for a surge. Not sure how he's getting that extra surge. I don't think pulse cannon works like that. Let's see. While attacking, oh no, it totally does work like that. So he got a surge token from Dio, spent it, and then pulse cannon adds an extra damage. I think I remember we did that because we realized if it only doubled the effect, then nobody would ever use it with a surge token, because you don't really want to double a surge token. So there it is. It's working out pretty well. But he does not get the accuracy he needs. Let's see. Did he miss? Surge for +2. Pulse cannon gives you +4. So he had 6, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder if he forgot about the innate accuracy boost from pulse cannon. Oh no, there he goes. He goes down. So officer is dead. 2 points for Jake. Alright, Intel Leak being played by Jake's Iden. Oh, look at that. Josh playing some spicy command cards in his list. I mean, Squad Scorn's awesome, but Against the Odds is an interesting one. I could see this being good, though, with his list by focusing his ISB Infiltrators. They would definitely love to be focused with 3 awesome surge abilities. But let's see. For those that don't know, it says if you're at least 8 or more VPs behind your opponent at the end of the round, you get to choose up to 3 figures, and those figures each become focused. I would imagine he'd want to take either Take Initiative or Squad Swarm, depending on if he has Negation. Oh yeah. Okay, so he's going to discard Take Initiative. So that was for Intel Leak. Alright, now we've got the B ISB Infiltrators activating. B2 going to come up. And I'm assuming he is using Coordinated Raid here. Oh, triple block from this red Jet Trooper with the block token. Also going to be able to convert it into a evade. It looks like he doesn't bother. Okay. I didn't see it hidden get discarded, so I'm not sure who's attacking right now. But it looks like the Jet Trooper is taking... Oh, nice. Okay, so he's going to use Agile. So he's going to take 4 more damage and go down to 1 health. And... Okay, so this is another attack. And that was 3 attacks, taking down the Jet Trooper. Josh gets 4 victory points. Alright, Tank is on the move. He gets a free move action with retrofitting. Oh no, it's not the Tank, it's the Jake's Officer. Sorry, so Officer pushing the Tank forward 2 spaces. Or giving it 2 movement points, I should say. Alright, Palpatine activating for Josh. So this is another awesome synergy he has. So in addition to Coordinated Raid, he's also getting these extra attacks from Palpatine, which again triggers General's ranks, giving him that extra +1 damage boost. Gonna tempt the Imperial Officer on Jake's side, named Hamilton. And nice, he's gonna use Motivation on B2. And that lets him move 3 spaces because of General's ranks. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. He gets to use Emperor on B2 and have him attack Baxter, the upper Jet Trooper of that pair. Jake rolling triple block again. Gonna use Agile to stop the 1 surge, which is gonna make that 2 blocks against 4, so taking 2 damage. And Palpatine gonna control the terminal. Alright. Assault Tank coming in. So it gets the free move with Imperial Retrofitting. Gonna step right on those figures, and oh, that's really good. I mean, I think he, let's see, is he controlling the stash only? Yes. So that wall extends down. So Jake's the only one controlling the stash, and no other figure can take it. Unless they remove that tank. So one of the awesome things about massive figures is they can do that. Alright, gonna push Baxter back away from Josh's figures. If you can tell, I'm getting over a cold. Sorry about the gross cold noises. Alright, and now gonna use the attack. I forget what it's called. Focus Fire. I'm assuming he has enough actions left. And we should see 2 attacks here. Going after Palpatine. Very interesting. I often say that you should go for the... In Swarm lists like this, you really want to go after the figures that are easy to kill and do a lot of damage, which would be the ISBs in this case. I feel like Palpatine... I don't know. He does a lot, but he's so hard to kill. But... if something can kill it fast, it would be the tank. So it looks like he didn't have enough actions to do Focus Fire and is just did 1 regular attack, but did do 5 damage to Palpatine. So Palpatine is a force multiplier for sure for these ISBs, but they also are their own force multiplier, as long as there's two of them. Although, unlike the old ISB infiltrators, killing one does not cut its firepower by 66% because they can raid. They can still use raid on another figure outside of its group. All right, so I think he's attacking the. He attacked the tank here, so that's going to be 0 damage. And then A2 going to come down. You know, it's funny. He's doing his normal attacks, but I wonder if he should just be using raid to get the +1 damage bonus. He is getting at least a hidden bonus here. So I'm going to use defensible to stop one of the surges. So he's going to take 3 damage from that. And that is the end of round 1. So we see Jake controlling the bottom stash and the top stash. So Josh is going to be behind on objective points here. Though he is ahead on attrition, since he's taken out one of Jake's jet troopers, and Jake still hasn't taken out any of Josh's figures other than that one officer. Oh yeah, and Jake's gonna redraw shared experience with because that jet trooper died. And then is Josh playing against the odds? Because let's see, Jake gains. Yeah, because Jake gains 8. And Josh got nothing, so Jake should be at. No, I think he's not quite ahead enough. Jake should be at 10. And Josh is at 4. So he's 2 points short of getting that, of triggering that. Let me get rid of this tank card. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, Josh remembering to rehide all of his ISB infiltrators here. And it looks like initiative is going to go over to Josh. Okay, and ISBs are activating. Let's see. The Alpha group. And he's attacking the tank. Yeah, Josh definitely probably wants to take down the tank first. Just because, I don't know, it's hard to say which target priority you want to go for. Element being discarded for Zillow technique, it looks like. And I'm not sure how much. Oh, there's the damage on the tank. So tank has 6 damage out of, I believe, 12 health in ICP. So yep, he's got it down to half. Second attack here with a hidden. Oh, another triple block. Gonna add that evade for defensible. Takes 1 damage. And now A is gonna use coordinated raid. And it's important to remember Josh has Squad Swarm in his hand. So this is gonna be like 6 attacks on this tank, which is one of the things that makes this list so strong. People were asking me, they saw what had won the tournament, and people were like, we need to see this list in action. So there you can see, this is the coordinated raid with the hidden ISB infiltrator. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jake gonna add a block with defensible, discarding coordinated, concentrated fire for Zillow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he did 4 damage to it. Huh. But I'm not seeing the full damage on the tank here, I think. Okay, so Jake pitched. Yeah, Jake did pitch for Zillow, so that keeps the tank alive at 1. But now Josh gets to activate the second group of ISBs. That's going to take down the tank here. Well. 3, 4. Defensible plus Zillow. Okay, so that's not going to kill the tank. So we do see the ISBs are struggling at times to deal damage to the tank through Zillow technique and defensible, but I think he's got 2 more attacks left. I think Jake's going to have to get pretty lucky for it to not die. I mean, there's a triple block. 1, 2... No, he's... Oh, he can live with defensible. Add an evade and then a block with Zillow. Yeah. Oh, man. 0 damage to that tank. Alright, last attack. These ISBs need to take this thing down. I think that does it. Yeah, that's the 1 damage she needs, right? Yeah, there we go. Tank goes down. Shared experience comes back to Jake's hand. So I guess he forgot to add it last round. Which makes sense. And Josh gets 9 points. No, 10 points because of targeting computer. So it did take him 6 attacks to do half damage to the tank, but he did bring it down. And the tank did not get to activate this round. So Josh at 14 over Jake's 10. So now these jet troopers are going to have to do some work. I'm wondering if he will switch his target priority here. He could try and take out Palpatine, though, and stop him from activating. That might actually be the play. We'll see. He's got Baxter and Beauregard there. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, if he goes for Palpatine. I think that's the highest reward he can get for this activation. Now that he's actually done damage. Oh no, that roll is really bad. Oh man, that's the worst roll you can see from jet troopers. They don't have any reroll, so that's gonna do 1 damage. Oh nice. Okay, he's gonna overrun. So, oh, comm disruption is gonna stop that. So that would have let him do an extra 2 damage by going over all these other figures. So he's just gonna attack Palpatine. I don't know. Palpatine's got 13 health, so he has to do 7. He needed to like max roll on both of those jet trooper attacks there. And then he gets the triple block. And no surge this time. So just 2 damage. Yeah, that's the problem with jets sometimes. I mean, they roll high sometimes, but sometimes they blink out. Alright, so Palpatine going to tempt this jet trooper. We'll step back, force lightning. Motivation to get rid of the damage he just dealt to A1 with force lightning, and then going to Emperor to have it attack the weakened jet trooper. Gets another 4 points there. Okay, so now Jake can activate Augustus down in the pit, who needs to come up and assist. So he's going to open the door. Price of Glory getting played by Iden. Not going to take the power tokens, but will take the movement, allowing her to come down and take a shot at Beauregard. Spending the power token and doubling it with pulse cannon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pierce 1. So 5 damage if you exhaust Zillow. And then what is this being played? Discarding Zillow, shared experience for a +1 block on Zillow. So that's going to keep Beauregard alive. And this makes sense because he needs more than 1 health if he wants to survive Dio's attack, which is what we're seeing here. Although that's gonna do it. Alright, Jake's Iden activating... Oh no, sorry, Officer activating, pushing Iden forward and jumping down to replace Augustus in the Rancor pit. Takes a strain as discarding negation. Josh can activate the Officer and jump down to contest the Rancor pit. Going to take 1 damage off the strain. And it looks like he's got an attack on the Officer. Oh, who did already take a damage, so that Officer is dead, and Josh is now going to have control of the Rancor pit. And it looks like Iden is going to step over, take a shot, long-range shot here, but does have the +4 accuracy from pulse cannon. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, she could probably make that with +4 accuracy. Attacking the ISB Infiltrator. Gonna take a Surge token, which makes sense, so she can get her accuracy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, not gonna kill, but it's gonna do 3 damage. And I'm now controlling that top stash. Officer coming down for Josh. Gonna take a shot at Beauregard, the jet trooper with 2 health left. 0 damage. And now Burr. I get the naming scheme now. Burr coming in and gonna take a shot at this hidden ISB infiltrator on the middle stash. I think he got the accuracy even through the hidden, so he does 1 damage. And back to the terminal. And that's the end of round 2. So now Josh is in control of the objectives. Jake still has the top one, but Josh is going to get 8 points from the middle and the bottom. So 28 to 14 in Josh's favor. Alright, Jake gets initiative. No worries about take initiative thanks to intel leak from round 1. Jake going to play Call the Vanguard with Augustus. Oh no, with Beauregard. Gonna try and get the jump on Palpatine here. Needs to roll better than he did before. That's pretty good. Not great. Could be better, but not as bad as before. 5 damage against 1 block, so Palpatine gonna take 4. Josh discarding against the odds. Definitely makes sense to get rid of that at this point. For Zillow technique, so I'm going to do 3 damage. And now he is definitely within kill range. There we go. Much better roll. There goes Palpatine. Jake gets 8 points, going to 22. But all of Josh's ISB infiltrators are still in play. And they have line of sight to everything, meaning they can triple tap anything. So B ISB infiltrators activating. Gonna attack Beauregard here. Ooh, gets the triple block with the... Oh no, was it Beauregard? Must have been Augustus, because he had a block token. So it's going to be 6 against 4. I think he's only taking 1 damage if he uses Agile here. Yep. Alright, Coordinated Raid being used to get another attack. So that Infiltrator did get re-hidden thanks to its ability in the shadows. Alright, so this one's with General's rank. So 1, 2... I think 3, 4, 5. I think Jake has to pitch to not die. So he's going to pitch Rally. And then third attack. Looks like this one's going into Beauregard. Ooh, that's a good roll. He's taking 3 from that. So yeah, I think Beauregard dies. Oh no, that was against Augustus. Which makes sense because Beauregard already activated. So he was trying to take out Augustus before he activated, but was not able to get the kill. So now Augustus does get to activate. Gonna try and take out this 4 health ISB infiltrator here. I think that's 1 short. Oh yeah, and he also has Zillow technique. Alright. ISB's gonna activate. Gonna move up and take a shot at Augustus, who's down to 1 health. And Augustus goes down. Josh goes to 32. So I think Jake's only figure remaining is the Officer and Iden at this point. Oh no, and Beauregard, but I don't know if Beauregard's going to survive this one. Nope, he goes down. Josh goes to 36. And Iden activating. Going down to the Rancor pit. I'm guessing going to try and take out... Where did she go? Try and take out the Officer. Yep. Officer goes down. Oh no, that was Josh's Iden. Excuse me. Right? Am I wrong? What's happening here? No. Josh Seiden on the left. Excuse me. That was Jake Seiden. Jake goes up 2 points. And then, I think we're doing end of round where Josh is able to control one of the stashes and goes to 40. So that's the end of their game. That was it. So Josh wins the tournament for February 26th with this double ISB Emperor Palpatine list. So yeah, definitely some powerful things you can do with this list. We saw the Squad Swarm with ISB chaining into another ISB for 6 attacks. Many of them modified with either an extra surge from hidden or an extra damage from general's ranks. And then Palpatine feeding into that as well with his Emperor, triggering Emperor general's ranks. And also just being a nice source of unblockable damage in case there's something that the ISBs are having trouble dealing with. And of course, Jake's list did really great too. The tank, very hard to kill as we saw. Took many attacks from the ISBs to bring it down, though they eventually were able to do so. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm hoping to bring some coverage information to you from Adepticon. Unfortunately, we won't have cameras there, but we will have folks on the ground reporting and feeding us information and hopefully some pictures and lists. So we'll definitely looking forward to seeing that next week. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.